The subject came up again a bit later when he said something along the lines of, I don't think it was malicious, so I'm not going to give you her name.
Did you hear that?
Her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the worrying thing there is the fact that we know he spoke to a certain captain within hours of the raid who phoned him, not the other way round. And they had a long conversation.
Who was that?
Skyfae. Now, I don't really know her, so I don't know how much, what type of person she is. But Maxwell has said about some stuff crop leaked from Sky in the past, from her phone, where she's possibly leaked information to people before, including Hydra.
That's just rumors in the air, right? But I mean, the fucking papers were posted all over Senior Buns. They were all over. She was leaking shit to Mr. Perez, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're not supposed to know about it, but we fucking do. And we know it was the Hydra raid where officers were caught in the tunnel. They knew, because Hydra knew that they were coming to raid the property. Okay, whatever. All right, fast forward. We're at Hydra again. She's calling them, okay? Within 5 hours, I haven't got it down to the exact hour, but it's literally within hours of the raid happening. She's calling Snow. And then on the 24th, which...
By the 24th, I can explain. That was when he asked if she was on duty and then wanted her to call him. And she did. I remember the
day that his warrant was signed.
But it was the day after, yeah. I remember because I wanted to know.
Why would he be looking for her on duty when he already has her phone number?
No idea.
Why wouldn't you just call them and say, hey, are you around? He already had her phone number because he talked to her on the 19th when she called him a few hours after the raid happened that she had nothing to do with. I'm just saying, like, that, what a coincidence. What a coincidence that she's calling Snow, the house we raided, within hours after we raided it, and she had nothing to do with any of it. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe I don't know. I don't see any other phone calls. I'd have to see how often they talked before that, but that's crazy to me.
Just to get clarification, what date was the raid? I thought it was the 18th. Or was it like...
It was. In the evening of the 18th. Shift 3 is right after Shift 2. The raid happened in Shift 2.
Yeah, you're right.
So within hours, she's making a call to him. And then he calls me on Monday, has my cell phone number somehow, and immediately after I sent him the search warrant stuff. I mean, just called me immediately. I still don't know how he got my phone number. I mean, I know, sure, this guy could have had it, that guy could have had it, but, you know, I'm still trying to narrow that down.
Okay.
He knew that I was involved, Denzel was involved, and I think he had another name was involved as well.
Have you seen the document that Mesh just got from the phone?
I was just sent it by Doc right now, like on the way here, so I didn't get to look at it yet.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. Basically, it was basically like an information dossier on myself, you, Dan, Cade, Ventura. Though
Cade was on the warrant. Cade and Den were on the warrant. That's why. Which I'll talk to you about that later, Doc.
So there's a few things that kind of crop up here. The thing that stands out to me is the amount of information they had on myself versus everybody else when it comes to relationships. Like the information that was in there, specifically regarding like Etta Hawthorne being my daughter, for example, me having a deceased son. Not a lot of people know those things. The amount of that's a limited list of people, and so I'll be honest, like Flop Dugong, Ziggy Bugs, and then the other people that could know those type of things, and the list of names, I'll be honest, the first name that came to mind was Sean McQuillan, because he's had involvement. He was involved. We had an incident on like the 24th of October where he was like stalking the marshal office from across the street where me, Nova, and Peters were talking. And then he chased me out of Mirror Park when I was doing some surveillance. So I had, you know, some kind of idea that he might have been involved at that point. Another name that has kind of been involved in like family drama of mine is Balto Colony. I don't know how the fuck to say his name. The guy that was involved in the whole Forte thing, the blood and out, things like that. But anyway, the whole Sean McQuillan, I ran his name through the system to see if I could get his phone number, because I didn't have his phone number to look through the subpoena to see if he had contact with Snow. He did, by the way. He's on that list in his record. And when I was doing so, I found an old Marshall report from the 27th of October. And get this, it was from Daisy. So if it's from the 27th of October, let me speak quietly. So this was just must have just gone by the wayside at the time, because it wasn't really, well, at the time there was a lot going on. Sean came to speak to Daisy on the 27th of October, said that he asked about the security of the arrest warrant of Jackie Snow in regards to things leaking out of it.
Who did?
This was Sean McQuillan. Let me carry on. Let me just check something.
Yeah, sorry.
He claims that the entire department is corrupt and needs to be taken down, and that someone within the LSPD had leaked Jackie Snow's arrest warrant to him. McQuillan said, hold on. Daisy asked for proof, right? And McQuillan gave information. He said that he basically like said there was about 300 charges. One of them was a hag charge. Basically, he gave information that only someone who had been told the information about the warrant would know. So it was pretty much like confirmed that someone had told, right? Now, as far as I'm aware, I need to follow up with Daisy to see if she followed up about this. So I'll let you know to see if she did anything further or whether she found anything. But I decided to today have a look myself to see if we could try and figure out who. He said it was an LSPD officer. This is what he said. He said it was an LSPD officer, but he wouldn't give the name, right? So even though he thinks that the department is corrupt and, you know, people are leaking shit, he wouldn't give the name anyway. So useless, right?
Imagine complaining.
Right.
Everybody's pissed. We have corrupt people and nobody gives the name because they're fucking pussies.
Hey, Jack. I will say I spoke to Snow this morning and I used a similar argument, and he's going to try and get back to me. He's going to think about maybe giving up the name. So if you do, like, if we're thinking about doing the same thing, try and hold off for now so we don't pester him. He's going to take some time to think about it. You know, he made the whole point about the LSPD's incompetent, this and that. You know, I basically said the point of, you care about the city, you don't have to care about the police department. If you think the PD's corrupt, then, you know, get the corrupt people out of there, right? So I think I made some good arguments, and I think he might think about it and maybe give up the names.
Yeah.
So either way, I looked.
Yeah, I don't know if I think he will, to be honest. If he has history,
it's worth
with
a shot,
people,
right?
It is. Everything's worth a shot. It's just he's worked with many people, right? So a lot of people are loyal to him from his previous work. So do I think he's the type of person that would turn somebody in? I don't think so. But I think obviously we're going to try. We caught McGrath yesterday. Moss tried to interrogate him. He wouldn't say a freaking word. I don't answer questions. I don't answer. Honestly, I get more answers out of him over the phone than in front of people.
Not surprised.
That's not helping us, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That's really upsetting. Does McQuillan? Do we know if McQuillan got sent? Because didn't you? He knows how many charges, but didn't you say that somebody had like the image of the MDT stuff? Is that what McQuillan got?
We don't
because
know
maybe somebody
what
texted
information.
Him that.
Yeah, we don't know what information McQuillan got. As far as we're aware, from the report that he gave to Daisy, he just said, let's have a look. He said he claims that the officer said that the LSPD was corrupt to the point that he didn't care anymore and was telling McQuillan whatever he asked. So I guess McQuillan was just asking about Snow's warrant, and this officer was just telling him.
So the officer saying the LSPD's corrupt and then carrying out acts of leaking information,
yes,
which can be said to be corrupt on its own.
Yes, and it seems this information seems to be founded because Sean just knew everything about, like, he had information that would lead this to be a true statement, like, that he's giving, right? Because he had all the information about the warrant. So, another reason that I think Sean might be involved in some capacity here is because there was a text message from an unknown contact that I don't have on the 4th of November saying, "You're making getting hold of you discreetly rather difficult. A mutual Irish friend of ours said I should get a hold of you and give you a hand." So again, the Irish friend might be Sean.
Yeah, when you said Irish friend, I thought that because I was trying to look at Irish PD I could think of, and I came up with Tog. Is it Tog? Tog McQuillan.
Tog McQuillan is Sean's brother.
Related?
They're brothers, yeah. So what I did was, we know that what did I? So the report that Daisy was given by Sean was given on the 27th of October. So we know that he had the information about the warrant by then. And obviously the warrant was active on the 23rd. So at some point between the 23rd and the 27th, Sean was given the information by the LSPD officer, right? So I looked at the contact information between Snow and McQuillan, and it didn't add up, right? Because they only had contact between the 20th and the 22nd, so that doesn't really add up. But I went back through. I mean, it's hard to know what contact, officers might have had with McQuillan. So I went to the only thing I could do, which was incident reports, right? That's the only confirmed shit I could get, which was, there was only one incident that Sean was involved with, which was a cash exchange robbery on the 26th of October. So the day before he made this report to Daisy. The only LSPD officers involved was Ruby York, Jimmy Frost, and Wade Bradford. Those were the three. There was another ADMC incident on the 26th, which was for Aoki Ma, and it had Jack Voss and Gus McCringle. So there's a possibility, but I'll be honest, I'm leaning towards believing Sean with what he's saying, and believing him that an officer was just telling him, what he wanted to hear, what he was asking.
Wait, so what day was the Ruby, Jimmy Frost, and Wade Bradford?
That was the 26th. So that was 10313 is the incident number for that. That was the only confirmed contact between police and Sean McQuillan that I could find. Obviously, he could have, any time between the 23rd and the 27th, he could just gone up to a police officer, right? That he knew or had, was friends with and had. But that was the only confirmed incident that I could find. Confirmed contact. The only LSPD officers on that scene was Ruby York, Jimmy Frost, and Wade Bradford. There was a picture of him outside the cash exchange. And Nana Banana was outside the cash exchange. There's a picture of him talking to Frost outside. So we know they talked. I think that's Frost anyway. With the pink hat on, glasses, yeah, that's Frost. With Sergeant Traps.
Could you maybe send out... Actually, no, I'll be able to dig it up on ours, won't I? Let's see.
The picture?
Yeah.
10313.
Yeah, 10313 is the incident report, and it's the last picture.
Okay.
Why
Yeah,
do
they
we
look
have a
quite,
picture of them talking outside the fucking... That's so weird.
I
they
imagine
look
'cause
quite
it-
cozy.
It's because he doesn't have a mask on, I imagine, so there was just an ID photo, I guess.
So, Maxwell, the list we made does have both Frost and Ruby as possibilities. So we got Frost on the day of the raid. Ruby wanted to go get a hostage from a cash exchange whilst the raid was being all organised. And Maxwell allowed it.
Hey, you okay?
You allowed it.
Yeah, I'm good, but
away.
I need an answer.
What's up?
Humane Labs 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I have a gun that was fired in that situation.
Oh.
Is there anything I'm supposed to be charging with?
Yes, criminal, my bad. There was a bit of a, let's just say I got held up by Jimbo and stabbed with a zombie virus disinfectant. Let's go with criminal use of a firearm because they then fled from the scene. Is there any other statements other than mine in that report?
No.
Yeah, so there was a pursuit following that, but if no one's added a statement to that report, then just go with criminal use of a firearm. Who is it, by the way?
Jake Barton.
Okay. Let me see.
Oh, maybe, would you say if the oops legislation didn't apply to just doctors, this would fall under that?
What's the oops legislation?
The outside or ordinary practices scenarios?
I genuinely don't know what that is, I'll be honest. But basically, they went in, we got 911 from Brad about them destroying a time machine, and then they went inside and, I guess, shot up the room with the time machine in. So, and then they ran out and fled from police. So, I mean, yeah, criminal use of a firearm. You can just ask them why they destroyed the time machine, and I'm sure they'll
why did you destroy the time machine?
What did he say?
He said he didn't destroy the time machine. He just destroyed all the equipment in there because Kyle Pred said he was going to go back in time and kill his family.
Okay. Well, he still ran from the police, so criminal use fits.
Okay, all right.
Okay, thanks, Eddie. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
You gotta find out for yourself. Yeah, so Dark, I was saying, when the raid was conducted on Hydra,
Yep.
Frost got pissy with Maxwell
Right.
because she allowed Ruby to go collect a hostage from a cash exchange. So
Right.
he was already pissy about stuff that happened around the raid.
He was trying
Oh.
to tell me that a raid is more important. Having everybody there is more important than going and getting a hostage at a cash exchange. And I told him that Ruby wants to go get the hostage. Life is more important than a fucking raid, and she can go get the hostage. And he got pissed and went off with her.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I think it's definitely worth talking to those guys. So, yeah, definitely, I think we need to speak to Ruby, Jimmy, Bradford, speak to all of them separately, get confirmation, just talk to them about the incident, see what happened, just see if anybody who spoke to Sean, what they spoke to Sean about, did they give him any information, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think we just need to start talking around, just seeing what happens. And then I think we also need to do something about that phone number, because I want to know who that
What's the number
055
end with?
6806. I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, I haven't got it either.
Because that might be our cop who, Because like discreetly and then giving you a hand to me is like someone's trying to help Snow while he's got a warrant, right? I think we might be able to write a subpoena for that person, whoever owns that phone. Because the word discreetly and give you a hand to me is implicative of like conspiracy to commit felony obstruction. And I think we could articulate that well enough. So we might be able to subpoena that stuff.
Question. Does the shopkeeper, like in some states, log the purchase of SIM cards?
I think they, I think you,
burners?
I think you can subpoena that stuff. I think. I don't know whether it's been done. But I think it could be worth a shot.
Okay, I may give that a go then.
I think finding out who that is could be really useful. But in terms of the information, that the document that Jackie had in his documents, I don't think that was from a police officer. I went back in the interrogation tape today. And he was saying that he got information about his warrant and, you know, and his arrest warrant and all this kind of stuff. And he was saying that was, you got to look inside and that's from police officers and that kind of shit. And then he kind of changed the subject about the documents. And then when Den asked, like, was that from a police officer too? He said maybe. So he wasn't as, you know, confirmative about that being a copper either. So I really don't think, like, I can't think of anybody in the police department that would know this level of detail about my life and my relationships with people. I'll be honest. So I don't think these documents, like this dossier, is from someone in the PD.
Yeah, I noticed the dossier didn't have Maxwell's phone number on it either.
Right, exactly. And I mean, Maxwell's a bloody LT in the LSPD, right? If that's from if someone's actually been a cop and been around, they're likely going to have Maxwell's phone number, right? They even got my number wrong. Like, my number's wrong. My phone number is wrong.
That's not even my house in the picture, by the way.
It's not? Well, there you go.
That is not my house. I don't know whose fucking house that is. So that's kind of crazy that that's not my house, but McGrath still found me at my house.
Yeah. My rank is wrong in there as well. Oh, another interesting thing. That taxi on there. I had that taxi as a rental around the 23rd of October. So whoever did this investigation was doing it around that time.
Oh, yes. Same. I don't own a Speedo, and I bought a Coquette.
There you go.
Why isn't my Coquette on there? I bought that months ago.
I don't know.
That's...
Another thing...
that's so weird.
Like, another thing we could figure it out is, like, we could speak to Ventura about this tailgater that he had on there. Try and figure out, like, a time frame as well. But I'll be honest, I think it's going to be really difficult to tie down that that document where it came from. I just know, I'll be honest, my gut instinct is telling me that it's someone ADMC adjacent, or at least something like that, because of the information they have on me.
For that, right? But not the warrant stuff. Yeah. That had to be an officer.
No. So, the warrant stuff is definitely an officer.
Did he have the specifics of like how many charges, or we don't know if Sean had the specifics?
No, he said about 300 charges.
Okay, so he didn't know. He didn't. Okay.
He said about 300 charges. One of them a hag charge, about $3 million in fines, and 4,500 months in jail. Which was like, you know, nearly 100% accurate. You know, it was just in layman's terms, right?
And he was pissed that he knew that and brought it to the marshals, but didn't follow through.
Yep, didn't tell us who it was. I tried to call him today to try and follow up on that, and I'll try and do it again. We don't have the best relationship, but I'll try, just to see if I can. Yeah. So.
I still can't believe Snow got bail.
I know. And the fact that, another thing, Snow was even, I'll be honest, even Snow was shocked, not only that he got bail, but that the DOJ cut off the no flying from him. So, you know, he He was talking about maybe going and getting a job to be a flight instructor and doing that.
Yeah, so he can kidnap and throw cops out of planes next. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So
this is just like, I'm gonna be honest, Dark. I am so disappointed in so many things that are happening right now. I'm questioning why I'm even a cop. This is fucking insane to me. That the fact that people could just get away with this shit and nobody cares. Like literally, we're the only 3 people working on this, and I think we're the only 3 people that actually believe there's a fucking leak. That's it. Nobody else cares. That's it. It's disgusting to me, and it's hard to wear a badge when you don't, like, you know what, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just really disturbing, and I'm just questioning what the fuck I'm even doing right now.
Yeah, Dark, if you want to know how dumb things are at the moment, so Ventura got married at the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
And it was to a member of Saints. But the interesting thing is the fact that they had 2 gang members armed, one with a Class 2 and one with what may have been a Glockatron, at the wedding, openly wielding them in front of, like, a dozen
off-duty officers and everybody else.
BCSO. Like, literally, probably standing on the stage knowing these people right
And I
at
haven't
the
seen
front.
a warrant or anything go out for it yet.
So, I know our SOPs technically say we only got a duty to report violent crimes, but for fuck's sake, they're wielding Class 2s openly.
And they aimed them at us, too.
And they don't give a shit. Oh, aimed them at you?
Yeah, whenever they said,
there you go. Technically,
now,
that's a violent crime.
Speak
Starting
now.
to brandish.
Yeah, they pointed at everybody in the crowd.
That's a clear threat of violence there.
Where?
So
I'll send you the picture. I took a selfie.
Yeah, that'd
so
be great.
I'd say at that point, it's entering the duty to report.
I completely agree.
But yeah, send that on to me as well, Maxwell's, and I'll add it to the list of potential warrant writing.
What the fuck?
Here, I know I was trying to be discreet, but not.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, yeah, that's something.
Yep. I mean, I haven't even had time to even focus on that because there's so much of this stuff going on, but this was definitely concerning.
Yeah, I got that. I've got this case. I've got over 5,000 entries of armory logs to go through.
Yeah.
And then potentially this.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot. Damn. Okay. Well, I just did. I've got a. I got a FOIA for the LS County account for another case, so that might come in handy for this at some point. So, yeah. Okay. I'll let you know if that comes. I'm just thinking. I'll have a look through all the unknown contacts I have. But no, that's not going to work. Never mind. I was thinking whether or not they might be boners, but it won't show up in the county account. It won't. The actual number of the SIM won't show up. Okay. No. No, I ain't got nothing. I'll have a think. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well,
so Moss said she'll speak to Sky, but I think we should. She seems to have already cleared Sky.
Yeah.
But I think we should add her to the list. Just sit down and say, look, what did you speak about? We don't need to make accusations. We just need to get explanations of why people were in contact with him.
Yeah, this is going to be the hardest part. Is going to be
she's
proving.
going to tell us it's none of our fucking business, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. She could say that, and then there's nothing we can prove with that.
But if she says that, it just makes her a suspect. Whereas at this stage, I'm happy to say, okay, it could be nothing. But if people then start like just blocking us by saying I ain't fucking telling you shit, then it actually makes them a suspect.
What about McQuillan's phone? What about what if we find out who he was talking to on his phone, who he's making phone calls with, that could lead us to said LSPD officer?
Yeah, just mean we'll have to get a subpoena for him. But that would take PC, which we don't have at the minute.
Yeah, just throwing it up in the air. Doc and I will talk about it.
Yeah, I'll have a think too. But yeah, if I get any further updates, I'll let you know. If you speak to anybody or, you know, clear anybody already, just let me know so I don't double dip. Or maybe it doesn't hurt to double dip anyway, so...
yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, all right. I'll let you know if I get anything, all right?
Okay, thanks, Dark. Have a good day.
Problem. You too. Spicy. I remember something about Sky, and I can't remember what it is, and it's really pissing me off. I remember when Sky spoke to Snow on the 24th, there was a discrepancy in what she told me, and I can't remember what it is. I can't remember for the life of me what it is. Ventura! Something with Ventura. It was something with Ventura. I think. Oh, fuck. Hey, Vince. How you doing, pal?
Hey, Dark. How's it going?
Not too bad. I'm going to throw back a little bit here. You remember when I called you a while back about... this was when Jackie Snow had a warrant. You remember?
Sure.
And I was... This was about... Fuck, I can't... my memory's bad. And this is through with... I'm looking into Jackie for some fucking... some pension fraud shit, okay? But basically, there was something that happened with a phone call. I can't remember what it was, man. It's really pissing me off. But it was to do with Captain Faye and you and... I can't remember what it was. Do you remember what this was about with you and Sky? And you had spoke about something and she could... I can't remember what it was. Do you remember this? You and Sky had spoke about something about Snow? Or the warrant or the raid? I'm pulling blanks. It's really pissing me off.
Let me think. I remember Sky had told me something about it. It was early shift 3 one morning, so it was like, you know, late as fuck for me, and I stayed awake for the meeting, and she had told me about it. I told you didn't write this shit down, Dark, when I told you about it?
Did she tell you about the officers taking shit out the lockers?
Yes, I think it was that. She told me about people. I think she told me. Wait, fuck, because I've been told shit from fucking, you know.
That was it. No, you've reminded me.
I think it was that.
That was it.
I think it was people, cops flaunting shit from weapons, whatever, to gangs.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Because I've heard
Thank you
like
for-
you know this from somebody, this from that, so I forget exactly.
No.
what Sky
I
told me
remember
now.
that was what it was. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you, Ventura.
Yeah.
Bye bye. That was it. That was the fucking discrepancy. How the fuck I remember that, dude? That was crazy.
Hello.
Hey, Messrs. I just remembered something about Sky.
Okay.
So you remember that phone call she had with Snow on the 24th?
Yeah.
I remember because I was curious about what she wanted to talk to him about, right? And so I questioned her about it afterwards because I wanted to know what the fuck, because he was wanting and I was hunting him down. So I remember talking to her about it, and she was just like, he wanted to talk about some stuff. I can't remember exactly what she said. He wanted to know about his warrant and things, and she basically denied saying it. You know, she didn't tell you anything, and it was a short conversation about the warrant, and she didn't confirm, but he already knew about the warrant, and I got confirmation about that. But that's all she said, right?
Right.
So that was it. That was the end of the conversation. But then I remember speaking to Ventura later, Vincent Ventura of the BCSO, and Ventura said to me that he had spoken to Captain Sky Faye, early shift 3, and Faye had told him that she had spoken to Jackie Snow, and Jackie Snow had told her that some officers in the LSPD, so he was talking about Den and Lucas here, had taken some evidence out of the lockers and had gone flaunting them around to gangs in the city. But she didn't mention that to me. I remember that being a discrepancy, and she didn't mention it. But she mentioned it to Ventura. Could be nothing, but she didn't mention that to me when I questioned her.
Yeah, that would be a lot to cover in, what was it, 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I don't want to jump to any conclusions.
No.
Um,
But I just remembered it because it was something that she didn't tell me about. And I never forgot about it until now. Now that you brought her up.
When do you know what date the marshals started investigating Den's actions?
I cannot remember. I'll be honest. I cannot remember.
Yeah, because maybe she didn't tell you because she didn't want you guys starting an investigation into it.
Let me see.
That'd be interesting.
Give me a second now. It was the investigation into that stuff started like 2 or 3 days before her phone call with Snow.
Right, yeah, so no one our end would have known you were investigating it yet.
No. So, in other words, it kind of sounded, now that I look back at it, it kind of sounded like she was covering for those two.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I, funny enough, I'd actually just tried to call you and you were already on the phone because you were a phone guy. What was it? What time was the McQuillan report open? That Daisy put the information in. We just want to see how long between that and when Frost and McQuillan were together at the robbery.
The 27th of October at 6 p.m. UTC.
6 p.m. UTC on the 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been, so we were on the 26th, that's 27th. You're looking about 36 hours.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
short time frame.
Yeah, definitely a short time frame, especially if he was waiting to, like, specifically speak to Daisy or someone. Okay, interesting. So yeah, I was saying there's 3 names that are kind of top of my list at the moment, being Frost, Sky, and who did I say? Oh, Ruby. Ruby, I'm not so sure about. Um, but it's the comment that you said about that the officer said that all the LSPD is corrupt and then giving this information out. Kind of could mean someone you wouldn't expect to be doing it
Sure,
decided
yeah.
to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought I'd let you know about that anyway, but I'm heading 42 now, so if you need me, just email me, all right?
I will do. You've been a lot of help, Dark. Thank you very much.
No, you too, mate. Take it easy.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
mate. Bye.
Still so much info coming through. I know, right? You know what? That's what got me thinking. Do you remember when... Oh my god, it's going to be a throwback. Do you remember when King... Remember when King's name got leaked as the person who killed Bancroft? Do you remember the only officer who was involved in that as like a suspect? Remember who it was? Frost. Probably just a coincidence. All right, Clay, I'm getting out of here, mate.
Huh?
I'm getting out of here.
All right.
Sorry, I've been having
All
secret
alone.
meetings.
Are you?
I can't
I
answer
found
this. I've
something
literally
more
got
on
to
that
go.
website as well.
Oh, you
Afterwards.
did? Oh. Okay, make sure you write it up
Yeah.
and stuff, all right?
No, I'm doing my. Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I
well,
added this.
you just, you know,
Yeah.
investigations take paperwork.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it,
Well,
I'm afraid.
I'm finished. I'm doing the dossier stuff. I'm still doing my cat season shit. I
Okay,
added all the properties are all on your thing. Go to sleep. Do
Right.
stuff. Bye.
all right, bye-bye.
Maybe.
Sorry, Bruce. I gotta go. Got a baby to go see and take care of her. All right, chat. I will see you guys tomorrow for D&D, for Ziggy. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.